Hello, everybody. It's Sandman here. I'm here to talk about today Cataclysm's patch 4.1. For some of you that haven't looked at my blog or seen any of my YouTube videos, um, basically what they're saying is reforging will be located at the enchanting trainers. You'll be able to put 40% of any one of your secondary stats on the items located in in your basic character profile. Now the raid lock system. I know you're all concerned about this new raid lock system. Well, the ICC Citadel and Ruby Sanctum new raid lock system provides an opportunity for a character to defeat each raid zone encounter once a week. A character can now complete the encounter during the week with different raids, either of 10 or 25 men. So that means if you say down Lord Marrowgar, for instance, and you see another 25-man raid and they're on Lady Deathwhisper, that means that you can then join that raid. Now, I'm only assuming that's one raid. They're not specifying if it's more than one. Now, as for the emblems, you're all wondering, what do they mean by the emblems? Well, your Frost and Triumph badges will now be one badge, and they will be called Justice Points. Anything above that will be considered cash. So, say you have 350 Triumph and Frost emblems combined, then I would take some of those, put them into Conquest badges for 5.5 gold each. Now, as for your PvP changes, all your arena points, honor points, battleground marks of honor, venture coins, spirit shards have all been converted into honor points under the new system. So they would be called conquest points. Now, there is a full list of currency conversions out there on my blog, and there's also an add-on that does it for you. It is called C2C. It can be found on WoW interface. So if you want that add-on again, it's called C2C. It's on the first page when you're looking for it. Now, as for your talent trees, yes, they will be altered when this patch comes out. You'll get 31 points in each tree. Players will get a total of 41 points. Okay, so you have 41 points to spend. Now, you can do that. You have to put 31 points in one tree, regardless, for it to work properly. You cannot splash out until you have the full 31 points within the tree, just to be on the safe side. And now for durability wise, you're all wondering what's going on with the durability. Will we be paying more in repairs or will we be paying less in repairs? Well, cloth, leather, and mail now have as many points of durability as plate. So the repair cost on death is much closer and equal for all classes. So that means if a paladin dies, or a death knight dies, or a warrior dies, it's a lower cost. So you'll be facing around the same amount of cost for them. Now glyphs, yes, you will be receiving a new glyph menu with 9 glyphs in it. So that will be a big change. 3 will be prime, 3 will be major, 3 will be minor. I suggest you take a good look at the glyphs when they come out. I will be filling up the bank as fast as I can with the new glyphs, so that way you at least have a chance to get some, and you won't have to pay for a ridiculous price in auction. Now, for the guild, for the character pane, it has been redesigned. Also, it will now show your stats in the window right beside the pane. So when you open up your character, or type /C to open up your character, however you do it, it will have the stats right there, so you don't have to have an add-on for that anymore. So that's going to minus what, maybe 2.5 megabyte off of your system. Now for professions and mounts, your spells and everything will be in your new spell book. All that will be going in as soon as 4.1 is up. Now, new raid frames will also be up. The Blizzard frames, they have a brand new raid frame. It looks pretty sweet. It's similar to the X-Pearl style, so if you're a fan of X-Pearl, then you may not need to download it, but it is there as an option. Now, you're all wondering what's going on with the graphic changes. Okay, water and lava rendering system is available come 4.1. The new sun effects are available through 4.1. The new multi-monitor is available through 4.1, and most of the other new stuff is also available. It is looking like it's going to be a very big patch. They're saying maybe about 3 to 7 gig. So do expect to be downloading it for a while. Now, as for guilds, I know a lot of you have been wondering, what do they mean by the guild authenticator? Okay, to help keep Battle.net accounts secure as possible, we've recently changed the Battle.net authenticator. Now, going forward with the authenticator, in association with the Battle.net account system, Blizzard has basically decided that one authenticator per game now. So if you have multiple accounts before October 9th, I believe the date was set. If you have multiple accounts before October 9th on one authenticator, then it is still possible. If you, say, take one of those accounts off the authenticator, then you have to buy a brand new authenticator. Okay, so that's how that's going to work. Now, as for this guild thing with authenticators, basically, guild leaders will be able to add the authenticator to confirm ranks. So basically, officers, majors, colonels, whatever you have basically in your rank system. The guild leader will be able to attach your authenticator to it. So when you go into the bank, you have to use your authenticator, pretty much. That's how that system's going to work. I think it's a good system. I think it'll stop a lot of these hacks. Now, Cataclysm has also posted their recent system requirements. That you can also be found on my blog for anybody that wants to know. There's also been another new change to the guilds. Basically, right now in beta, they're forcing 600 guild cap member. This has been revitalized and reevaluated. It will now be 1,000 guild cap member as a hard cap. So basically, that means we could have 1,000 people in guild. Anything above that, and we have to reform a sister guild to acquire them. Now, we're in a good guild. I think we'll be all right there. Now, the justice points, basically, and the valor points, I'll re-explain those again. So you have a little more bit of an idea of what you'll be receiving. If you do a heroic dungeon boss, you get 16 justice points. If you do a normal dungeon, it's going to be 12. If you're doing your heroic daily, it's going to be 23 justice points. If you're doing a Lich King raid boss, it's going to be another 23 justice points. Now, saying that, that's just for the justice points. Once Cataclysm comes out, heroic dungeon bosses, there will be 75, and dailies will be 75. But then you get to the heroic dungeons, okay, and the 10-player and the 25-player raid point system, which is then called valor points. For heroic, it is 75 on your daily dungeon. Valor points for Cataclysm 10 players, it will be 75 per boss. If we're doing a 25 man, it will be 105 per boss. So that's how that's going to work there. Every kill you're going to get a certain amount of points. Pretty simple, easy to understand. Now, also, with that being said, um, let's see, what else can I follow up on here? We have so much information that I'm going through to process for you guys. It's a little tiring. But basically, if my system doesn't crash on me, and it did. Basically, the patch notes are pretty simplified. Um, Death Knights have changed a little bit, Hunters, and so on and so on. You'll pretty much be able to read this as of Tuesday. From what I've heard, this is all coming out Tuesday. I've checked multiple servers and multiple forums to verify this information. So we definitely are looking for Tuesday. Specs are up on Elitist Jerks, also up on Tank Spots, also up on the Hunters Union, and so on and so forth. They've all been put up. I think it's about 75% of the specs are up right now. Now, the quantities of the points for they're dropped for the new Cataclysm thing will pretty much be the 16 to 23 for the remaining of the game until December. Now, for PTR people, apparently 4.3 they are going to be letting us play in PTR for a bit. I don't know if we'll get the full benefit of the world changing disasters and going into Vashir and all these lovely little places that they've come up with. Now, as for any other news this week, they're not giving too much. PTR, all the blue posts are pretty much the same. They may be holding another winter grasp with Blizzard. If so, I will report to you on that. Professions wise, scribes I think are the only ones that are going to be getting a new profession come this a new adjustment come this patch. So I would be waiting on that one. I do have plenty of mats to make do, so we are looking there. And for 90% of the specs right now on Elitist Jerks, they have Death Knights, Druids, Hunters, Mages, Paladins, Priests, Rogues, Shamans, Locks, and Warriors all covered on variations of specs from DPS to tanking. So I would probably hit that this weekend if I were you. So that way you have a view on what to look at. They were updated today, actually pretty recently. I might have to look at that again. So other than that, that's it for me this week, and I'll be seeing you guys later. Y'all have fun now. Talk to you soon.